안녕하십니까, 디디입니다. 혹시 버진 갤럭틱 주식을 가지고 계신 분들 계십니까? 지금 월스트리트에서 많이 지금 이야기가 되고 있습니다. 제가 데이터 분석 웹사이트를 이제 친구랑 만들게 됐는데요. 여기를 보게 되면은 이제 스페이스 SPCE 지금 월스트리트에서 어마어마하게 많은 얘기가 있다는 게 나오고 있습니다. 2부를 시작하겠습니다.
Google's in a tough situation because there are a lot of people at Google who are from a culture here that's not very nationalist, and China's in a very nationalist place. So, yeah, I think that Google probably needs to reevaluate what it's doing. Peter and I built a very patriotic company. Google's clearly not a patriotic company.
And one of the biggest places you've been criticized is for your work at the border with immigration and customs enforcement. Was there ever a time that you wished you had not done work for ICE?
Absolutely. Completely.
You wish you'd never done it?
No. You asked, is there ever a time? Did I suffer? Look, everyone in my family thinks voting for Biden is right of center. I've had some of my favorite employees leave.
Over ICE?
Over ICE. I had people protesting me, some of whom I think asked really legitimate questions. I have asked myself, if I were younger at college, would I be protesting me?
It sounds like yes. What is their most valid criticism?
That if you are involved in anything that one instance of injustice, does it tarnish all instances of justice? And I see this question in every single thing we do. And by the way, not just in ICE, I see this with our work with clandestine services. I mean, our product is used on occasion to kill people.
This is drone targeting, or what is this?
Targeting of all kinds. If you're looking for a terrorist in the world now, you're probably using our government product, and you're probably doing the operation that actually takes out the person in another product we build.
This has been probably one of the most highly anticipated offerings or listings in a very long time. Almost every year that we would talk in Davos, I would invariably ask you, are you going to go public? Are you going to list? And invariably you wouldn't. So let's start with why now?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And I really would like to thank all the Palantirians who stuck with us and built this company, and our investors who stuck with us. And you know, over the years, we've been skeptical about listing, and for lots of reasons. We really needed to build our products with enough protection so that we would be ready to launch them into the public space. And we built out PG, which is our government product, and our Foundry product, and built a way to maintain them so that we wouldn't have to scale the number of people. And you know, we've reached a base where our company is very significant, and we believe being in the public space will help us with our clients and help us grow. And quite frankly, I believe the people at Palantir who've built this company over 17 years deserved access to liquidity. And so we decided this would be a great time for us. And so far, it's been a really interesting process. And our clients are embracing it. So it's a really good time for us. And I'm very, very grateful.
Decision support infrastructure for any organization. We built a software framework that translates data and models into knowledge that human operators can use to make better decisions. The Foundry ontology and simulation engine we are demoing today represent this connective tissue between assets in the digital world and actual decisions in the real world. Let's look at what this means for a large supply chain. As we built Foundry, we quickly learned that the amount of data in any organization is constantly increasing, creating a massive amount of entropy. For example, in a single supply chain project like the one you see in front of you, you might need to ingest thousands of tables from a single ERP system alone. And in data from other systems like operations, customer demand, and finance, and you quickly realize that it's extremely difficult to understand or discover anything from the data, even with all of it in one place. This is why companies spend years on data projects without any clear business outcomes. We determined pretty quickly that we needed to take a different approach. Palantir Foundry's ontology and simulation engine technology is our unique solution to this challenge. It preserves granular data governance and security while mapping all data into a shared, easily understood framework specific to the organization. This ontology, the representation or the digital twin of an organization, provides a common interface for all downstream workflows, from search and analysis to operational applications like supply chain optimization. It is also a two-way interface between an organization's digital assets and its real-world operations, allowing teams to feed their unique insights back into a common understanding of the business. Let's take a manufacturing plant as a first example. To create a 360-degree view of the plant, we are joining massive amounts of data, like sensor data from plant operations, or logistics data from distribution centers, or financial data from ERP systems to create the plant object. As we continue to integrate data to support more and more use cases, our ontology continues to grow. We also link the plant to key entities like distribution centers, customers, and raw materials, which are backed by even more data sources. The result of this data integration and mapping work is immediate transparency into the business objects, that plant, for business users across the organization. As a supply chain manager, a logistics officer, or a plant operations manager, I can see all the data that has been integrated to develop that plant object. And for any single plant, I can quickly see the most relevant KPIs to understand customers and distribution centers by city, as well as any demand alerts and the demand in production. All user insights and decisions are recorded in the ontology, where they become immediately available as data for others to build on. This enables unparalleled cross-functional collaboration. For example, imagine a supply chain analyst discovers excess inventory of a particular raw material that will expire in a few months. They can flag this as an opportunity, notify a customer account manager, and from there identify potential sales opportunities for those finished goods. Foundry's ontology is the connective tissue. By mapping models to that ontology, we create a system-wide simulation engine that powers what-if analyses that were previously impossible. Users at every level of the organization, from strategic to operational, can understand the potential outcomes and side effects of a decision before they execute on that decision. What this creates is an extremely powerful infrastructure that enables organizations to treat their operations like code. Changes can be staged and tested before they are applied. For example, in our supply chain control tower, production and pricing models leverage data from raw materials and plant capacity. It puts out production volume and customer demand estimates based on price changes. This type of model is often used by a supply chain manager to decide how much of a given refined product to make from a bath of raw materials. We can then chain a model like this with a seasonal demand model to dynamically optimize the product catalog and increase revenue.